Hello, Williamson County. I'm Kerri Hudson, and welcome to It's About You, an informational program about the classes, activities, and special events of the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. We've spent the past couple of months talking about a variety of summer programs that Williamson County Parks and Recreation has coming up. In just a few short weeks, our summer programs will begin, but we still have even more information to share with you today, including news on our 5th annual Half-Pint Triathlon and our summer program for teens, JEAPs. Joining me for today's show is Whitney Osborne. She's a recreation specialist for the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department, and she's overseeing both of these programs. Whitney, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you taking the time to come in and talk to us about even more summer activities that are coming up. Like I said earlier, we've talked about a variety of summer programs pretty much since February, and I still can't believe we're not all the way through it yet. But that just goes to show how important the summer is and what we as a department put into planning events and activities for individuals of all ages over the summer, and giving everyone in the community a chance to experience something memorable over their summer season. We have two great events that you're working on right now that we're going to talk about today, and we're going to start off with one of the truly memorable events that the department has added over the last couple of years, and that's the Half-Pint Triathlon. I remember, this is the 5th year for the Half-Pint Triathlon, and I remember when we first started offering this program, how much fun it was for everybody involved. It was fun for us as a department to plan this event. It was fun for the kids involved. It was fun for the parents involved, and how everyone kind of came together for really this simple premises. Let's take some of the space that we have at one of our rec centers and let's make up a little triathlon with a swimming portion, a biking portion, a running portion. I mean, it's not like we're having to bring in huge amounts of equipment or anything like that, but it has been truly one of those events that just kind of seemed to have a natural fit with us and kind of leave its mark with us.
Definitely. It is a very fun event, and like you said, it's great. It brings in not just programmers, but it brings in the whole department of WCPR. So, I mean, you get your athletics, therapeutics, everybody comes together for one activity, and we just have a blast putting it on. The kids love it, like you said. The parents enjoy it. I think a lot of the parents, are involved in their own triathlons or their 5Ks or Ironman, and so to be able to share that with their kids is a really fun experience.
Yes, like I said, you can definitely tell during these events when you're looking at the group as a whole and how much fun everyone who's involved in it is having. This was kind of an extension of our Mighty Tykes Triathlon. We had started Mighty Tykes events around the spring or fall of 2008, 2009, somewhere in that window, as a much simplified version of a triathlon for younger age children. And as some of these kids had grown and kind of gotten a little bit older and a little bit more experienced, we're like, hey, we need kind of this middle ground here where we can have a more traditionally based triathlon event for an older school-age child to like a tween. And so that's kind of where Half-Pint came into fruition, giving children ages 8 to 12 an opportunity to compete at that next level. And we, as far as the department's concerned, have had tremendous success with this event for the past 4 years, and really cannot believe that we're already to the point right now of offering our 5th Half-Pint Triathlon. For those who might not be familiar with Half-Pint, or really just the modified triathlon experience for a youth participant, kind of walk us through the structure of Half-Pint. Ages 8 to 12 is still a fairly large age range when you're considering physical development of children. So tell us a little bit about how you structure this race, the age divisions that you break it up into, and what some of the requirements for those divisions are.
Of course. So like you said, it's broken into different divisions. We have our juniors and our seniors. Our juniors are 8 to 9-year-olds, and then our seniors are 10 to 12-year-olds. And so, and that's based off your age as of race day. So And so then the juniors, they'll do a swim portion first, and it is a 50-meter swim. And then they will transition into biking, which is 1.5 miles around the track, and then they'll run a half mile. So it's modified for their age. And then the seniors, it just pushes them just a little bit more, and they'll swim 100 meters, and then they'll bike 3 miles, and then they'll run 1 mile. And so how that course is set up, on the...
Well, I guess we should probably tell everyone, we do this at the Franklin Recreation
Yes.
Complex. The swimming portion takes place in the outdoor pool.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's where both age divisions start their race. So from the beginning, kind of walk us through how the course is laid out.
Of course. So in the outdoor pool parking lot is where the transition area is. And so they'll set up their bikes, have their running shoes, their helmet, all of that set up there first. And then when the race starts, this juniors will start in the pool, outdoor pool, and they'll do what we call a snake, where they'll swim the length of the pool, they'll go under the lap lanes and swim back for 50 meters. So they'll do that. Once they get out of the pool, they'll go then transition to the transition area. They'll dry off, get their helmet, towel, do all that, and then they'll start their bike portion. Once all of our juniors have gotten out of the pool and have started on the bike trail, then we'll start our seniors in the swim portion. And they'll do the snake as well, but for 100 meters. So they'll do that. And then they'll bike the trail. The juniors will do 2 laps around the trail, and then our seniors will do 4 laps around the trail. And we'll have staff along the way that are marking their arms, it's letting them know what lap they're on and when they need to transition back, put their bikes up, and then start the running portion. So we have people guiding them the whole way through the course. Once they put their bikes back, then they'll go back on the trail, but then in the opposite direction and start running. And they'll actually run alongside the bike trail, and they'll actually go under Matt Catcher and go into Fulton Greer Park, which is behind Franklin High School. So they'll do that. And then we have staff there to turn the juniors around at their stopping point and send them back to the finish line. And then further on the trail is where the seniors will stop, and we have staff there to turn them along. And at those staff points, we also have water stations for the kids, first aid kits if we need them. And then they'll run back to the rec center, and we'll have a big inflatable finish line. Crowds will be there cheering everybody on. There's lots of energy there. So they'll finish the race there. We'll have sponsors giving out post-race snacks. They'll be handed their medals. Just lots of fun, energy going on. Once the race is finished, we'll figure out who our final race finishers are for male and female and give them their award. So that's a brief rundown of how the day goes.
You know, it's really interesting to me to watch how some of these things actually play out in real time. Because even when you're trying to just explain it in words, you get the impression there's a lot going on at one time.
There's a lot.
But it's interesting to watch how well it all works together when you start combining certain portions of the race together. When you think, like, you know, from the time the juniors get out of the pool and they're on their biking portion, their second phase, the seniors are just starting in the water, and then when the juniors move on to the third portion to running, the seniors are on the biking trail. And so there's a lot of interwoven pieces that go along with this event. One of the things that I think is great about utilizing the Franklin Recreation Complex and the adjoining trail into Cheek Park for this event is that you can run these races together. You don't have to run one set or one age group and then take a break to expand a course and run the larger age group at the greater distances. You're actually able to carry these on almost simultaneously, which just makes it a more smoothly run event for everyone participating. Because I won't lie, this event's taking place Saturday, May 21st. It's right after school gets out. We know people have other things that they want to be doing this weekend as well. But if you're looking for something fun, athletic, energetic, a great way to start your summer, Half-Pint Triathlon is definitely tops on that list. And we'll have you out before midday, so you can still do plenty of other activities that day as well.
Yes, I mean, we're broken down. The whole course is gone by 11. So, yeah, you're in and out in no time.
And the other thing that I love about this event as well is the camaraderie that happens when you're running multiple age groups at the same time. There's a lot of positive feed that comes off of that because they do interlap with each other so much. The way that the course is set up, they're not biking and running on the same trails together, but their paths kind of slightly cross a little. And it just lends to a much more festive overall environment to the whole event when there's more activity and things going on.
Definitely.
We have some great sponsors who are helping us out with this event in all sorts of capacities. One of the things to talk about, you mentioned kind of as the kids come across the finish line and they get their medals and their t-shirts, and then after the seniors finish up the race, we tabulate the results and give awards out to the top male and female finisher in each age division. And how we determine that is by their times.
Yes.
We get their times from the wonderful people at race day events who help us actually chip our athletes for this program to get computerized timing records.
Correct, yes. We couldn't do this race without race day events help. I mean, they make this a smooth process as far as the timing chips go.
And that's just another aspect of how we're making this a real world experience.
Yes.
Working in track and field and cross country for a couple of years, chipping, it's not new anymore, but I mean, I remember when people just ran with bibs and you tore their numbers off their chest as they crossed the line to put together an order of finishers. But we're actually able to give kids more of a real life experience with a running chip and what that's like, just like their parents have when they're running 5Ks and half marathons and doing their triathlons and other things like that. So it makes for a very realistic environment for the kids as well. Talking a little bit more about kind of the structure of the day, we've already mentioned that our 5th annual Half-Pint Triathlon will be on Saturday, May 21st this year at the Franklin Recreation Complex. It is an early morning event. We actually start with check-in that morning at 6 a.m., which is very similar to when adults have these type of endurance events.
Yes.
They're always early morning events. You want to get this stuff done before the heat of the day kicks in.
For sure.
Then we have what is called a transition meeting at 7 a.m. that morning. And we talked a little bit about the transition station being set up in the outdoor pool parking lot, but kind of tell us a little bit about what transition is. That's where they kind of get ready from one segment of the race to the next segment of the race. But there's some rules that go in the transition area as well.
Of course. So we will have bike racks set up for all of the bikes at different heights for different size bikes. So in the morning between 6 and 7, you and your parents can go set up your bike. You'll want to have everything kind of laid out for the day's race. So you want to have your helmet and your tennis shoes, your towel, whatever you're going to need to transition from each segment of the race to the next. And you want to be able to have it where you have easy access. You don't want to be digging through your backpack looking for stuff because that's going to delay your time. So you want to have all that laid out in a certain way because once at 7 o'clock, the transition area will close. After that, nobody's allowed in there. Unless you're running the race.
And another important thing too for parents aren't allowed in the transition area once it's closed.
The race. Yes.
So, no offense when I say this, but your kids are going to have to do it themselves.
Yes. No tying Bobby's shoes during the race. No. So yes, at 7 we will close that transition area and we will do a brief meeting, go over the rules of the race, how the layout's going to go, thank our sponsors, do all of that. And then get the juniors transitioned over to the outdoor pool for the race to start at 7:30.
Great. Well, we do still want to talk a little bit more about this event and, of course, go over some of the amazing sponsors that you have lined up for this, some of what they'll provide at the race, as well as how you can still register if you have someone who would like to participate in the Half-Pint Triathlon. We'll talk about the rest of that, though, when we come back. Y'all stay tuned.
Hey, rodeo fans, the horses are ready, the cowboys are ready. Are you ready?
It's rodeo time in Franklin, Tennessee. Hello, folks. I'm Bill Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the Franklin Rodeo. Friday night, May 20th, is One Generation Away night. The Franklin Noon Rotary Club is asking you to bring non-perishable food items Friday night and every night during the rodeo. Help us as we fight hunger in Williamson and surrounding counties. We're also asking all rodeo fans to wear blue on Friday night to show support as we fight hunger. Get your tickets at franklinrodeo.com.
Did you know that if you're between the ages of 12 and 18, you can join our teen advisory group? Join in on the fun. You'll get to pick books, anime, and DVDs for our collection, help us plan programs for the teen department, and work on special projects that cater to your interests and talents. Contact our teen department at 615-595-1278 for more details.
Welcome back to It's About You. We're talking today about some of our upcoming summer events, including our 5th annual Half-Pint Triathlon. This event is coming up Saturday, May 21st at the Franklin Recreation Complex and offers a real-world approach to a triathlon for youth participants ages 8 to 12. And talking a little bit about the day's events and kind of how the triathlon is structured and what people can expect if they've never done an event like this before. We've talked about the setup of the course, the check-in, the transition station, transition meetings, and those other kinds of activities. An equal component of this that's almost as fun is what happens after the race. We have a lot of great sponsors who step up every year to help us with this event in an amazing capacity. You know, half of them help us just be able to run this event. The other portion of them help provide a really fun after race environment for everyone who participates in the event. Talk to us about the rest of your sponsors and kind of what they're going to be offering at this event as well.
Of course. So like we had mentioned earlier, Race Day Events helps us run this show. And then Whole Foods and Smoothie King always help by providing post-race snacks. Refuel your body after the race. Apples, bananas, smoothies, all kinds of great treats. Not just for the kids, the staff and parents enjoy them as well. And then Nashville Striders, ASAP Awards, Star Physical Therapy, Embassy Suites, Play It Again Sports, South Grove Dental, Dick's Sporting Goods, Culver's, Sonic, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, a ton of sponsors. They help with the packets you get the day before. We've got drawstring bags, we've got water bottles, coupons, different things like that provided by the sponsors to just make the race. That's part of, I think, the best part of the race is the goodie bag you get before the race, different things like that. So wide variety of
things that go
sponsors,
into that.
yes.
Absolutely. And all of them help play some part with ASAP doing the awards.
Yes.
Because everyone who participates in the event does get a t-shirt and a finishing medal. And then, like we said earlier, the top male and female finisher in each age group get an individual award. That's where some of the sponsors like Play It Again Sports come in with gift cards that they provide as well. Embassy Suites, who provides the hotel accommodations for the crew from race day so they can help us run the event. And then all the other sponsors who provide in-kind donations of gifts that go into the goodie bags, which you're right, the goodie bag itself is alone worth the registration fee to participate in the event, with all the great coupons that you get in it from some of our food vendors and other little goodies that are in there as well. To all of the sponsors for our 5th annual Half-Pint Triathlon, we thank you for your gracious support. And people in the community, come out and join us. Yes. This is an event for kids in the community, and we want as many people as possible to participate in this event. We do have a cap of 100 athletes for this event. That's just strictly what we can accommodate with the size of our facility and the amenities that we have. But registration for the 5th annual Half-Pint Triathlon is still open. Tell us about the registration fee and how people can get registered to participate.
Of course. We have a registration pamphlet that's available online or at any of our main facilities. And you'll just fill that registration form out and either mail it in with your $20 registration fee, or you can drop it off at any of the facilities, and they'll get it to me at the Longview Rec Center. And our address is 2909 Commonwealth Drive, Spring Hill, Tennessee. And again, it's for ages 8 to 12, $20 registration.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. For the past couple of months, we've really been pushing the online registration with the majority of our events, but the structure of this kind of event is such that we have to collect so much more detailed information that it wasn't really possible to put it on the online registration system. So that is why you have to either print off the registration brochure from our website at wcparksandrec.com and to mail it in, or pick up a copy at your local Williamson County Parks and Recreation facility and pay in-house in order to register for this event. A little extra step, but definitely worth it for the experience that you'll have with this event. Something else to talk about today as well, another fun summer program is JEAPs. JEAPs is a program that Williamson County Parks and Recreation has offered for many years. It started kind of in the early 2000s. It took a little bit of a hiatus, but the past couple of years we've revisioned the JEAPs program. JEAPs is an acronym. It stands for Junior Adventure
Junior Excursion Adventure Program.
Not even able to do that this morning. But it's a wonderful adventure-based program for tweens and young teens, ages 11 to 15, that offers some more adventuresome type of activities for them to participate in.
For sure.
When the department started expanding the variety of summer programs that they offered about 3 or 4 years ago, that's when JEAPs was kind of revisioned and turned into a multi-week day trip program that we offer during the course of the summer. And it's been great to see how many people have really kind of picked up with this program and gotten involved in JEAPs and all the amazing things that they are able to do. I know probably parents in this community really start looking for additional opportunities for their children past the age of 11 or 12 when they don't really fit into traditional day camps or daycare programs anymore. And you might not be willing to leave them at home by themselves all the time, every day over the summer yet. So it's nice to have a program like JEAPs where you can pick and choose some daily activities for your kids over the summer when they're home and out of school, but still be able to work in other things into your summer schedule as well, like family vacations. It's not that same kind of Monday through Friday, week-to-week commitment.
You're not committing to a full week.
Exactly.
One day.
And really check out some amazing places in the Middle Tennessee area. With older kids, we do get to go to some further reaching places than just right here in Williamson County. And you have lined up a wonderful summer of adventure trips where you're offering almost weekly one-day trips through our summer season from the end of May through the 1st of August for 11 to 15-year-old boys and girls, and I thought it would be great just to kind of run through the list and tell us a little bit about some of the places that you're choosing to go to this summer. Your summer starts off with a place I've never heard of before. It's called Soar Adventure Tower.
Yes. The reason you probably haven't heard of it, it's fairly new to Franklin. It was built this past year, and it is a climbing tower. It's one of the only It's the only one of its kind in this area. It has 110 climbing elements, and it's a 4-level tower. And so you can have up to 100 kids on the tower at one time. So our whole group will be able to participate all at once. And everybody will be clipped in with a harness and helmet. And then there's just different obstacles and challenges that they can do along the way. And what's great is you do it at your skill level. If you don't feel comfortable with one of the elements, you don't have to do it. So you can push yourself as far as you want.
That you feel comfortable.
Yes. Exactly. But it's a great team building activity because, the other kids that are with us are going to be cheering you on, encouraging you to try different things and new things. It's just a fun activity. But so that's our first trip, and it's May 31st. And we will, all of our trips will start at the Franklin Rec Center at 7:30. You don't have to be there at 7:30. That's our before care time. All of our times, as far as when we will depart, are listed online. For this trip, we'll leave at 9:30, so you don't actually have to be there till 9 for check-in.
Yep. And that's a good thing to point out about all these trips, because there's a couple of different locations. We won't have time to talk about each one individually. But the great thing about this program is if you need a full day's worth of care for your child, we can provide you with that 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. schedule, where we will offer before and after care at the Franklin Recreation Complex during those time frames around the trip. But if your schedule is more flexible in the summer and you just want to drop them off at the designated time when we would leave for the trip and pick them up afterwards, you can do that as well. Before and after care are no additional charge on top of just the trip fee. So I think that's a wonderful thing to add in for working parents, so that they can get that full scheduled day in and not have to make other accommodations within their daily schedule to do that. Some of the other trip locations are some longtime favorites. Foggy Bottom Canoe, whitewater rafting on the Ocoee. There are a couple of new places that we're trying out. Treetop Adventures is another one that I haven't heard of or seen yet, as well as Cumberland Caverns, which if any kid has grown up in this area, you might remember a trip to Cumberland Caverns with like your 3rd grade elementary school class. You definitely need to go back and check this place out again. Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana. A wonderful day trip for a great theme park, and getting the chance to do all those things that we just don't have as close in our backyard anymore.
For sure.
And then ending the summer with a beach party at Camp
Widgewagon.
Thank you. So I love the different types of activities that you have planned. Hopefully there's something in here for everybody. I love some of the flexibility with them. You can pick and choose from these trips and register for the ones that you want your child to take. So it's not like you have to sign up to participate in the whole summer.
No.
It's an a la carte menu for whatever you or your child are interested in. And the trips for these vary based off of some of the criteria from $30 to $50. So they're very affordable as far as what a day's activity could include. And then like we said earlier, before and after care is an option that's provided, that's included in these fees as well. And really a great way to kind of round the program out. We just have a couple of minutes left in the Today Show. There's a few things that we didn't get to talk about as far as the JEAPs trips are concerned, but information about the entire schedule of JEAPs trips, how to register, pay, and then information about what you would need to bring for each trip are included in our website at wcparksandrec.com. From the homepage, you would click on the Activities tab at the top of the page, select the JEAPs program, and you'll find all the available information for our summer trips there. Information is also available through our website about our upcoming 5th annual Half-Pint Triathlon. Again, that's going to be at the Franklin Recreation Complex on Saturday, May the 21st. And you can also look over a variety of summer program activities through our website as well for specialty trips and other programs, as well as receiving information through our social media sites. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at WC_Parks and Rec, or visit our Pinterest or our YouTube channels. Whitney, thank you so much for taking the time to come in today. We sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
I want to thank you guys for joining us for today's show. We'll see you next time. And until then, remember, Williamson County, it's all about you.